guys, so today we're going to talk about the week from today, Thursday, which is November 6th, until next Thursday, November 13th. And it's going to be a very intense and very important week, especially after we just had a full moon in Taurus. There are going to be a lot of astrological events, and November in general, as I've been saying, is a month of transformation. So after that, we will re-emerge brand new. Okay, so let's go. Starting today, Venus had just had a full moon in Taurus yesterday, right, in its own domain. And today, Venus moved to the sign of Scorpio, which is its detriment. Scorpio was ruled by Mars, which is a masculine planet, and it's a fire. So Venus here is not in its best position. And right away, once it enters the sign of Scorpio, it makes a square to Pluto that is being direct in the sign of Aquarius. So I would say themes around relationship, money, power struggles, jealousy, intense feelings and emotions are very, very prominent here. Square in general represents an inner struggle that will lead to action. So how I interpret this? We take basically Venus and we see what Venus represents, then you look what Pluto represents itself and the signs that they're in. So how we can interpret this aspect? Basically something, because it's Venus, something concerning either money, relationship, or beauty and creativity, these are specific themes. There is a wound around it, an inner wound that has been basically keep opening all this time. It's a sore wound, and this sore wound is something that has been blocking you reaching your fullest potential and taking your place under the sun within the groups of people in society, because Aquarius is a freedom loving sign that represents big group society, vision and success as a destiny success. So Pluto is a sign of transformation, right? You have to die before you get reborn again. It's a familiar theme throughout the ages. So here, it's exactly mean that inner struggle, that inner wound that has been bothering you, something that was repeating over and over again, now is finally getting a chance to heal, because we have all the other aspects. We have Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, which is exalted position and still not in the retrograde. We have a supportive energies also of Neptune. We have supportive energies of other signs. And what we have here, this inner struggle, inner wound, eventually now is pressed so many times that now you are ready to heal it and move on. Now Venus is gonna go right after being in its best basically position of Libra, one of the best, right, its domain, and getting enlightened, beautified, harmonized. Now it's gonna go one more time to the underworld, to the kingdom of Hades, through the dark night of the soul, only to re-emerge completely new with a different belief, different understanding and different vision in the sign of Sagittarius once it's gonna move there. And Pluto is gonna help that by transforming. We also have a beneficial aspect with the Mercury. Mercury is going to make one more conjunction with Venus once it's going to be in sign of Scorpio. So it's a new way of thinking. Like I said, this year we are changing. It feels like it's fast and radical, but at the same time it's very like gradual move if you look at it from the big view. So we are now healing everything pretty much. Now tomorrow, what we have Uranus retrograding back to the sign of Taurus once and for all. This is going to be the last time we experience Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Nobody else will experience it who is alive right now. And it's going to retrograde there till April 2026. So like I said before, first of all, fixed signs are going to be involved again, which are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. But this is like, I feel like it's a theme. We are keep going through these signs in and out. There is something, you see, because they represent fixed energy. It's like stability, right? It's a stabilized energy, something like more concrete. So this is why we are reshaping. They keep getting transformed. Something is like shaking them, only to stabilize something new, because we are rebuilding our foundation, both individually and collectively. If you look at the world, you see how everything is getting rebuilt slowly, even if you don't see, because there's so many events that you're supposed to be distracted with. But everything is getting rebuilt, all the systems, everything is renewed. The same is happening here, you see. So basically, if you know the symbolism, you know everything, what is happening on both on a bigger level and on a smaller level. So what we've been talking about, okay, so yeah, so Uranus is going retrograde in the sign of Taurus. So one more time, we're gonna have these sudden changes and events that can shake us to the core, okay? But it only happens for the best if you know how to navigate this energy. Remember that everything is happening for you, not against you. You just need to know how to read the energies. And for that, you always have to slow down, remember. So first time that Uranus entered the sign of Taurus was back in 2018. So I suggest you look back at that time and see what kind of stories was happening in your life, what kind of themes you had, what was in your mind, what was your vision, what was your comfort zone, your stability, what was your situation back in 2018. So once that Uranus entered the sign of Taurus, then until now, I can pretty much guarantee that everybody had some kind of shaking events. Nothing is stable in one area or another. It happened to everybody. To some people, it's instability in a relationship, instability with a living situation, with a money situation, with work, or anything else. But it's also depending where do you have these fixed signs, and especially the sign of Taurus. Now, Taurus itself, remember, it's a sign of stability. This sign does not like to move, does not like to change much, okay? They like comfort, they love money, they love resources, they like good food, they love to live comfortably, good, they love luxury, okay? So here we're getting reshaken again in this area of our life. Now what we have more than on November 8th, Mars is finally moving away from that opposition that it had just right now on November 4th with Uranus, but we still feel it, and we're still gonna feel it pretty much like another week. Also, this opposition probably brought to you this unexpected emotion, or maybe impulsiveness. Sometimes it's aggressiveness out of nowhere. You're just getting mad, like what is happening? Nothing. You just got mad for no reason. So this is like those sudden moments that are basically getting created by these aspects between certain planets, and this time it was Mars, a planet of energy, with Uranus. Also, Mercury is joining this dance all the time. So Mars and Mercury are right now traveling pretty much together from Scorpio to Sagittarius. Then Mercury is going to come back right now to meet Mars one more time, and then they're going to meet one more time. So you see, if we look at everything from a bigger point of view, what we're going now is a completely reshaping of our mind, the way that we view things, the way that we act. Anything and everything is getting changed within you. If you look at yourself, just again, back in 2018, you were a completely different person. In 2020, you were a completely different person. Again in 2022, and even in 2024, you were a completely different person, because we're evolving. Change is only inevitable thing in life, right? And this time around, we're getting this kind of supportive but radical energy. Absolutely everything. So we're getting reshaped in our way of relating to people, how we're expressing ourselves, how we discipline ourselves, how we view ourselves, how we nurture ourselves, everything. So it's very interesting to actually observe it. What else we have? We have, by the way, yes, on November 9th, Mercury is finally getting retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. And the retrograde is going to happen till November 29th. And it's going to go both in Sagittarius and also in the sign of Scorpio. Now, Mercury in Sagittarius, yeah, it can be very interesting. It can be very weird, okay, feelings. especially with the retrograde, but I feel like it's happening. I already mentioned that it's not a regular Mercury retrograde because first of all, it goes in both signs. It is happening through the Scorpio transformational season, and it's also going to make so many different aspects with absolutely every planet. Mercury is a planet of the mind, of the thought, right? It's the fastest planet. It's a messenger between God and people. Now what happened now, it gets a bigger view, bigger picture. One more time, we are going to see basically how our mind changes. We are going to reflect on things, and our vision is going to change, our belief system. Also, by around this time, just a few days after, on November 11, Jupiter is going to get retrograde in a sign of Cancer, in its exalted sign. And at the same day, I think it makes an conjunction with the moon also. So we get this very soft, nurturing energies. And once it begins its retrograde phase, which is, I believe, until March 2026, again, we are going into the reflection of how we are nurturing ourselves, of how we're taking care of ourselves. From November 11, it's going to be things about your home, about family, something that from the past, the way that you are feeling within your family, how are you with your siblings and everything. Basically, you're nurturing, and nurture happens first from home, right? Cancer also is basically symbolizes mother, so anything connected to our mothers can come up also this time. If you have Jupiter retrograde, like me, in your natal chart, this is going to be a great time for you, okay? Everybody also, like I never said that the retrograde is not a great time. It's a good time for reflecting. Obviously, anything that happens, it's good. There is no such thing that is bad, I believe so. It all depends how you look at it. Within astrology, I mean. So next, what we also have, yes, Mars right now just entered the sign of Sagittarius, and this is a really good thing. If you are Sagittarius, you will feel this wave of a new energy out of nowhere. Yes, it's still kind of unstable, but you feel it. You feel this kind of like hidden resources in you. Now Mars in the sign of Sagittarius, it's great also because both of the fire elements are connecting with each other, so everything happens very fast. But you have to pay attention to many things. Like remember that I told you Mercury is going retrograde, so some things are not going to be so noticeable. You're not going to be able just to catch on everything. And with Mars being in the sign of Sagittarius, your mind also can be just, very racy, or just only see the big picture. Okay, the big picture, what's going to be at the end. So here's very important to pay attention and to slow down, because in the month of November in general, we have 5 planets. 5 planets in retrograde. That's crazy. Okay, so like I told you, reflection on everything. November, it's a true definition of dark night of the soul. Dark night of the soul, it's something that you have to go through in order to re-emerge completely brand new. It's an alchemical process in order to get to the opus magnum, which is a philosopher's stone. Okay, polish your diamond. So we have to go through that. There is nothing bad about it. And what I would suggest, definitely, because it's intense week. I can tell you on myself, it's very intense. The feelings, they're going up and down. You can have headaches, tension in the head, sleepless night. Like last night, I didn't sleep at all. Although I never have problems with sleeping. Or some days, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night 300 times. At the same time, you can have a prophetic dreams, or have messages coming to you from absolutely everywhere, just kind of like directing your mind towards something. And if you are grounded and slow enough, observant enough, you can see those signs and they can help you, they can guide you more. Also, don't forget that it's a time of the Scorpio, so anything connected to the lower parts of the body must be taken care of. And it's a time where a lot of people getting sick, because Scorpio also rules nose, Okay, so a lot of sinuses. Pay attention also that you are warm. If you are living somewhere where it's cold already, not in LA, not here. Here it's still warm and shiny and sunny. So yeah, this week and whole November, try just to be calm, as much as calm as you can be. Do not react to things, because provocation is possible and impulsiveness is right here. Now also do not forget that the sign of Scorpio itself is very deep, intense, and you know, it has also its dark side. It's the dark side also. Okay, so feelings of jealousy, anger, or anything like strange like that out of nowhere can happen. Okay, can come to you. So I would recommend to indulge in self-care, and just anytime where you have this burst of energy or anger, just direct it towards something more productive and creative. I started to do that years ago, and I think it's like the best thing, because it's such a potent such a potent and important energy, that if you're just gonna, you know, get in a fight with someone, or just, you know, have an argument, or just get mad or do some stupid thing, you just basically throw in this precious energy like it's nothing. Okay, and then you will feel completely empty again. But if you will take it, this energy, and direct it into something productive, the sky is the limit, because your energy is used for a creation, for your own creation. So use it for that, and you will see how it changes. So yeah, do the things that you like. It will make you more basically calm and grounded. Self-care, any kind of body massages, grounding practices, breathing practices, they're really good. Root vegetables and everything. Check out my wellness guide to see what is best to eat, how to take care of yourself. I'm a certified medical astrologer besides everything else, and also a wellness professional besides being an astrology itself. So those things I use myself, and I can tell you everything is working. So go ahead, save this guide, save this video, share it with people, and see you next time.